Man, stop waiting for someone else to save you. You are your own leader, your own master. That's the hard truth. We idolize people, we worship them, thinking they've got the answers, that they're the blueprint for our lives. And you do that, you lose yourself, you mimic them, you copy their every move, you try to become them. But guess what? You're not them. And in the process, you've destroyed every ounce of potential you had to become you. People will let you down. That's life. I'll let you down. You let somebody else down. Humans fail. It's part of the game, man. But if you put someone on a pedestal and they crumble, you waste time. You're lost wondering why they couldn't keep their shit together. That's why you've got to be your own fucking hero. Hold yourself accountable every day. When you make yourself the hero of your story, you stop leaning on others to give you purpose. You focus on you, on maxing out your potential. Because if you don't, you're leaving a hell of a lot on the table. You'll die never knowing what you could have been. And that's the real tragedy. Here's the thing. Never, and I mean never take the easy road. That's the road to nowhere. Yeah, it feels good, looks good. Promises quick wins. But the easy road will fuck you up. It's a trap. 6-minute abs, fast success, shortcuts. They're all bullshit. You might get what you want in the moment, but it won't stick. The easy road spits you out right where you started. The hard road, that's where the magic is. It's brutal, it's painful, and it leaves scars. But those scars are permanent. They're proof you earned it. The hard road doesn't just change you, it calluses your mind, your body, and your soul. You don't lose that. You keep it forever because you know damn well the price you paid. And listen, when you finally get where you've been grinding to go, when you hit that peak and you're sitting there thinking, I made it, don't you dare settle. Don't get fucking comfortable. Comfort is death. The moment you think you've arrived, you've already started dying. Either you're getting better or you're getting worse. There is no standing still. So when you hit your Mount Everest, you better fall the fuck back down that mountain and start climbing something bigger. Find the next challenge. Push harder. Always be chasing what's next. Man, no one gives a fuck about your problems. Sure, you might have a couple people in your corner, but for the most part, everyone's too busy dealing with their own shit. I learned that lesson early, the hard way. When I was 8, driving from Buffalo to some shithole in Indiana, I thought my pain mattered. I thought people would see what I've been through and give me a break. Hell, I expected a pity party, balloons, hugs, all of it. Instead, I got reality. Nobody gave a damn. And that's when I realized something. Nobody's coming to save me. It was on me to harden my shell, to toughen the fuck up and take control of my life. Pity is a fucking poison. At first, it feels good. It's warm, it's comforting. Your family and friends pat you on the back, tell you it's okay, validate all your excuses. And yeah, for a second, it lands like sympathy. But the more you let that pity seep in, the more it destroys you. You start craving that shit like a junkie. External validation. People telling you it's not your fault. And every hit of pity you take makes you weaker. It strips away your independence, your inner strength, your self-esteem. That's the vicious fucking cycle of pity. It makes you soft, keeps you stuck, and every time you fail, it tempts you to double down on feeling sorry for yourself. Man, life's not fair. It's not fucking easy either, I get it. Most of us are stuck in a job we hate, doing shit we think we're too good for. When I was working the night shift as a hospital security guard, I thought that job was beneath me. Every damn night, I'd show up with this voice in my head screaming, I don't want to be here. That attitude infected my whole life. I ate my feelings, blew up to 300 pounds, and slipped into a dark-ass depression. I wanted a different life. But I didn't realize my shitty fucking mindset was the thing keeping me from building one. Every minute you spend feeling sorry for yourself is another minute wasted. Another morning you skip the gym, another evening you don't study. Another day you burn without making any real progress toward your dreams. And for what? To wallow. To cry about how unfair life is. Guess what? Nobody fucking cares. Sure, people might feel bad for you, might sympathize for a second, but sympathy isn't going to do shit for you. Nobody's coming to save your ass. Man, my life was a mess when I was a kid. Abuse, poverty, racism, you name it. But feeling sorry for myself didn't get me anywhere. What helped me was doing the damn work, scrubbing those white walls clean the first time. I realized I couldn't get back the time I'd wasted wallowing in self-pity, so I had to hoard every damn minute from then on. I got up earlier, worked harder, and cut that pity party bullshit out of my life. That's how you separate yourself from the pack. When you stop feeling sorry for yourself and start cultivating the values that lead to greatness, shit changes. All those mountains of adversity you think are holding you back, they turn into fucking speed bumps. You learn to adapt, to take every hit life throws your way and use it as a stepping stone to climb higher. When I went to live with Sergeant Jack, I had no choice but to adapt. He was hard as fuck on me, but those lessons stuck. I learned that if you want to survive and thrive, you don't sit around crying about your problems. You get strategic, you attack. Every problem becomes a challenge, and every challenge becomes an opportunity to level up. High-paying, respected jobs aren't handed out at the fucking entry level. You got to earn your way there. But most people are too damn soft to see it that way. They look at the grind, the thankless bullshit, and they call it a burden. That mindset locks them out from learning anything. You've got to flip the script. Every shitty task, every low-wage job, it's a lesson in disguise. When I was working security, I was too arrogant to see it that way. My attitude was straight garbage. I thought I deserved better, like the world owed me something. But here's the thing, nobody owes you a damn thing. Almost everybody starts at the bottom, and the only way you climb is through your attitude and your actions. And humility. That's the antidote to all this self-pity, entitlement bullshit. It keeps you grounded. It keeps you focused. I'm not saying you have to be satisfied with where you're at. I'm never satisfied. But you have to appreciate the grind. Stay hungry enough to learn, even when the work feels beneath you. Learn to wash the dishes, flip the burgers, answer the phones, sweep the floors, sweat over the deep fryer. Do all that shit with pride, because that's how you build skills, how you build respect for the process. You can't rise if you're weighed down by bitterness and entitlement. Humility doesn't make you weak. It makes you solid. It hardens your spine, makes you stand tall, no matter how hard shit gets. That is real value. But here's the thing, motivation will only get you so far. Motivation is easy to find when the bills are paid, when your family's happy, when life's good. But when everything falls apart, when you're backed into a corner, it's the driven, obsessed motherfuckers who still get after it. That's what separates the good from the great. You go to war with your own mind. The world we live in is loud as fuck. Constant noise from phones, computers, the grind of life. But the most powerful weapon you've got is your brain. To unlock it, you've got to step into the dark. Sit alone with yourself. Go deep into your mind and ask the hard questions. Who am I? What the fuck do I want out of life? Why am I even here? It's in that quiet, in that darkness that you find your purpose. Most people avoid that place because it's uncomfortable, but that's where the magic happens. You figure out what's important. You figure out what you're leaving on the table. And let me tell you, leaving potential untapped is the scariest fucking thing in the world. When I was 24, I was 300 pounds and going nowhere. If I kept listening to that weak voice in my head, I'd have died of fat. Broken man working some dead-end job, never knowing I had this beast inside me. That's the fear that drives me. The fear of dying as a shadow of the man I was meant to be. This is what drives me. It's the fear of leaving shit on the table. I'm talking about going all in, maxing out every ounce of potential, pushing your body and mind to places you didn't even think were possible. A 185-pound dude running 205 miles, breaking the pull-up record, firing people up, making them want to go harder, dig deeper, and find more in themselves. Am I in heaven or hell? That thought haunts me and motivates the fuck out of me. Here's a story that shows what this is all about. There was a man named William Crawford, a retired master sergeant in the Army. In 1967, he took a janitor job at the Air Force Academy. He was quiet, humble, and stayed in the background. The cadets barely noticed him. They were the elite training to be officers, and to them, he was just a guy mopping the floors. What they didn't know was that this janitor was a damn war hero. In September 1943, during a battle for Hill 424 in Italy, Crawford was part of the 36th Infantry Division. The Germans had them pinned down with machine guns and mortars. While everyone else was stuck, Crawford crawled through hell, dodging bullets, to take out 3 enemy nests with grenades. His courage saved lives and allowed his company to push forward. The Germans took him prisoner, and everyone assumed he was dead. Stories of his heroism spread, and in 1944, he was awarded the Medal of Honor. His father had to accept it because they thought Crawford was gone. But later that year, he was found alive in a POW camp, completely unaware that his name had become legend. Decades later, one of those cadets at the academy stumbled on his story and connected the dots. Their janitor, the guy cleaning their bathrooms, was a Medal of Honor recipient. Can you imagine how that hit them? The Medal of Honor isn't just a piece of metal. It's a symbol of the highest courage, sacrifice, and character a human being can show. And here's the thing. Crawford didn't let that medal define him. He didn't walk around expecting respect or praise. He just kept doing the work, stayed humble, and served others. The man had it all figured the fuck out. He went from risking his life on the battlefield to quietly mopping floors. Not because he had to, but because he wanted to serve. His character didn't change. The man who earned the Medal of Honor was the same man scrubbing toilets. That's humility. And that's power. Crawford was a walking lesson. He showed that greatness isn't about medals or recognition. It's about who you are when no one's watching. It's about staying grounded, working hard, and giving your all, no matter where you are or what you're doing. That's the standard we should all live by. It was never about him. That's where his power came from. People who sit around feeling sorry for themselves are obsessed with their own damn problems. They think the world owes them something, but let me tell you, that self-pity is no different from the greed and ego of people who need to feel better than everyone else. It's all the same poison, just served in a different cup. The higher I climb in life, the more I realize this. I need to mop that floor. That's where all the grit and knowledge live. There's no growth at the top. No steak dinners, no five-star hotels, no spa treatments will ever test your resolve. Once you make it, you better find a way to free fall back to the bottom. That's where the real lessons are. That's where you find the fire that got you there in the first place. I call it trained humility. It's not about being weak or submissive. It's about stripping off your ego and taking on the kind of mission no one else can even see. It's about doing the shit that needs to be done without looking for applause. Trained humility is service, but it's also pure, unshakable strength. When you're humble enough to admit you don't know it all, you open yourself up to keep learning, keep growing. Every lesson you learn makes you hungrier to know more, to push further. That's how you grow until the day they put you in the grave. Open-mindedness is a part of that. In my book, I talk about what separates me from a lot of people. The way I approach daunting tasks. When I heard the pull-up record was 4,020, most people around me were overwhelmed. They were like, damn, that's impossible. Not me. I grabbed a pen and paper. They asked, what the hell are you doing? I said, the math, man. I broke it down. If I do 5 pull-ups a minute for so many hours, how many can I get? How much time do I have to rest? I wasn't scared. I was open to the possibility that I could make it happen. Here's the thing. If your mind shuts down to the possibility of success, you've already lost. There's no way forward if you tell yourself it's impossible. That's why my eyes light up when I face a challenge. I know the fight is where I thrive. You have to attack over and over again. Whatever's in front of you has to feel your relentless drive. You don't just defeat it. You break its soul. That's what I realized about myself. I wasn't breaking the soul of the shit in front of me. That's when I came up with my strategy, taking souls. Taking souls isn't about revenge or being cruel. It's a mindset. It's about showing the world and yourself that nothing can stand in front of you and survive. When you keep attacking relentlessly, nothing wants to stay in your way. That's the truth. Whether it's a person, a task, or a damn obstacle, you break its will by refusing to quit. You take its soul. During Buds, that's when everything clicked for me. We were in Hell Week. 130 hours of no sleep, constant fucking pain, and chaos. The instructors were on their shifts, standing there with their cold coffee, watching us, judging us. They'd been through it all, but now they were on the sidelines, and I knew what they were thinking. Let's see if Goggins is tougher than I was. Let's see if he's got what it takes. And you know what I did? I flipped the script. I started playing mind games with them. I wanted them to look at me and think, damn, this guy's a machine. I couldn't have done that. That's when I knew I was in the promised land of mental hardening. I wasn't just surviving. I was thriving in the worst conditions imaginable. That's how you take souls. By being so relentless, so unbreakable that nothing can stand against you. All right, you're going to judge me, huh? Okay, cool. Let me show you how this shit works. So I got my crew, Boat Crew 2. If you've read my book, you already know the story. I called my boys over and said, listen up. You can't break Boat Crew 2. You can't hurt us. Period. It's Wednesday, middle of Hell Week. Everyone's broken, beat to hell. By now, people are just trying to survive, moving like robots, dragging themselves through the pain. That's what they expect. They expect you to hit that wall. They drill it into your head. Wednesday's the hump. You're going to feel tired. You're going to be drained. Fuck that noise. Don't ever let someone tell you how you're supposed to feel. It's day one, hour one. Every damn minute is a fight. And you decide how you show up. So I got my crew fired up. I told them we're going to take these motherfuckers' souls. When they had us doing some basic ass task, launching the boat, something simple that everyone else was struggling with, I made sure Boat Crew 2 showed the fuck out. We were yelling, screaming at the top of our lungs. You can't fucking hurt us. You can't fucking break Boat Crew 2. And I'll never forget the look on the instructors' faces. It was like someone ripped their souls out. They didn't know what to do. They weren't ready for that kind of energy. I turned to my guys and said, look at Ian. They ain't sleeping tonight. We own space in their fucking heads now. They're going to sit there wondering how the hell we're still going, still screaming, still dominating on a damn Wednesday. That's the game, man. When you keep bringing the fight, when you refuse to quit, people start backing the fuck off. They stop messing with you. Why? Because they don't want to deal with that kind of relentless energy. Boat Crew 2 got more sleep, more respect, more space because we earned it. We took it. Yeah. It takes just one moment, man. 1 second to flip the script. You steal their energy, their hope, and now you've got all the fuel you need. You see it in their eyes. You've been in a fight before. You know the look. When you break someone, they're done. They're thinking, oh shit, I don't want another round with this guy. And that's when you know you can go all day. You've got the energy, their will. That's what taking souls is all about. But you have to be willing to go to that place. You've got to have the heart, the guts, the pure fucking will to give more when you got nothing left. That's the line that separates the weak from the strong. That's the difference between surviving and dominating. A buddy calls me up the other day, says he's struggling to run past 8 miles. Now, this dude can bang out 30 miles on any given day, no problem. But life's got him by the balls. New kid, more work, more responsibilities. He's drowning in his own head. So I tell him, get your ass to my house. We're going to run. He shows up all fired up, but still doubting himself. He's like, man, I'm telling you, I can't get past 8. I don't say shit. I just see what's really happening. His mind is shot. So I take him out for a run. 30 minutes in, he's like, how far are we going? Goggins. I don't answer. An hour in, same question. Still no answer. An hour and a half, he finally shuts the fuck up. 3 hours later, we're done, and guess what? He's fine. Next day, I take him out again, and boom. He's knocking out 20 miles like it's nothing. What happened? His circuit breaker had blown. That's what happens to all of us when life piles on. Work, family, stress. Your brain taps out before your body does. You've got to reset that shit. Go back, figure out where the fucking went wrong, and fix it. You're sitting around waiting for some magical feeling to show up. Like one morning, you'll wake up thinking, oh, I feel amazing. Let's go for a run. Let me break it to you. That feeling is never coming. You've got to do when you don't want to. You've got to bring that savage mentality out of you. A savage doesn't give a fuck how they feel. They just do what needs to be done. Stop looking for motivation. It's not about feelings, it's about actions. When you're least motivated, that's when it's time to step up and dominate. Another year is come and gone, and a lot of you are still in the same fucking place. What the fuck are you waiting for? We sleep away 1/3 of our lives, and some of you still think you've got time to waste. You sit there giving yourself all these bullshit options. Should I work out today? Should I take a day off? Because it's Christmas. Or New Year's or my birthday. Do you think time gives a shit that it's your birthday? Time is relentless and it's running out. While you're sitting there debating, it's slipping through your fingers. Stop following the fucking crowd. They might take time off, but you don't have that luxury. You've got work to do and no one's going to do it for you. So get your ass up, stop making excuses, and attack every single day like it's your last. One of the keys to my success was seeing myself at the finish line before I even took the first fucking step. When I was 297 pounds, out of shape and scared shitless of water, I still saw myself at Navy SEAL graduation. But let me tell you, that vision got tested. I kept getting rolled back to day one. Every damn day felt like a lifetime. So I had to switch it up. I took that massive, overwhelming task and broke it into tiny pieces. I became the master of just one day. That's the only way I made it. One day at a time. You've got to do the same shit now. Stop worrying about when the finish line's coming because it might keep moving. Master today. Dominate this day. If you do that and you keep doing it, you'll figure it the fuck out. We're watching people fail because we're too scared to hurt their feelings. Look, I'm not about bullying. That shit is weak. But I do believe in the truth. Most people are too scared to tell the truth to their friends, their family, the people around them. You see someone getting fat, lazy, skipping out on life, and you stay quiet because you don't want to upset them. That's not helping anyone. My life changed because my grandfather told me the hard truth. You're going nowhere. That shit hurt, man. But guess what? It made me pull my head out of my ass. You've got to have thick skin and learn to give and take the truth if you want to grow. There are so many people out there suffering from low self-esteem. When you've got low self-esteem, you let weak-ass people crawl into your fucking head and live there. You've got to fix that. One of the best ways, get in the gym. Change how you look and it'll start to change how you feel. But here's the thing, it's not about the mirror. It's about the mindset. The process is what changes you. It's about building discipline, grit, and the mental toughness to push through. That's the shit that matters. We've got so many fucking tools to toughen our minds, to put calluses on them for when shit hits the fan. One of the best tools, positive self-talk. But here's the thing, positive self-talk only works if you back it the fuck up with action. It's got to be the truth. Let me give you an example. Say you're walking into a college exam, a real ball buster of a test, and you haven't studied a damn thing, but you're hyping yourself up with positive self-talk, telling yourself you're going to crush it. Guess what? You're going to fucking fail. That self-talk is worthless without the work. Positive self-talk is nothing but hot air if you don't put the grind behind it. Put the fucking work in or shut up. Hate, jealousy, ignorance, all that bullshit, it's always going to be a part of this world. What blows my mind is how much people let that shit fuck up their day, their mood, their life. Here's what I've learned. You've got to anticipate stupid. It's not a matter of if someone's going to say or do something dumb, it's when. I've dealt with jealousy, hate, all of it. And I've learned to expect it. If I walk up and punch you in the gut out of nowhere, it's going to hurt like hell. But if I warn you first, you can brace for it. Same punch, but now it doesn't knock the wind out of you. That's life. Stop letting people's ignorance knock you on your ass. Anticipate stupid, stay ahead of it. And never fight ignorance with ignorance. With ignorance, fight it with intelligence. Man, 4 months ago, I had major leg surgery, plates and screws in my leg. Swollen as hell, couldn't run for months. Running's my thing, but guess what? Who gives a fuck? Life doesn't care. Life is the ultimate competitor. It's ruthless, relentless, and it's going to keep hitting you when you least expect it. Your job, adapt and overcome. I couldn't run, so I changed my diet, got into cross training, and kept fucking moving forward. That's the game. You don't stop, you figure it out. When an obstacle gets in your way, don't let it break you. Navigate around that shit. I posted the video about my leg the other day, and the comments were a mix. Some good, some bad. One comment stood out. Be careful who you listen to. Damn right. Be careful who you listen to. Because the wrong voice in your ear can keep you sitting on your ass for your whole fucking life. But not me. I don't hear whistles, I don't hear excuses. I'm staying in the game, looking for every damn opportunity to be different. 20 years ago, I graduated SEAL training. One of the guys I went through hell with back then came to visit me recently. Dude was blown the fuck away that I'm still on the same grind I was on 20 years ago. Wake my ass up early, hit the gym, attack the day, then double down with more work in the afternoon. He could barely believe it. I could see it in his eyes, he felt bad. So like most people, he started rolling out his excuses. I've been traveling, work's crazy, all that bullshit. Then he asked me straight up, how the fuck do you do this shit every single day? I told him I don't fucking negotiate with myself. Most people spend their lives in a negotiation with their own weak ass minds. They sit around justifying why they can't do something, coming up with reasons to stay soft. That's the problem. You treat shit like it's optional. It's not optional. It's fucking mandatory. You don't negotiate with yourself. You don't compromise. You show up no matter what. See, the most important step you'll ever take in life is the next one. But too many people get their feet stuck in fucking concrete. Why fear? Fear of failure. Fear of looking stupid. Fear of what people might say behind your back. You want to fit in. You don't want to make enemies. And that fear starts running the show. That shit clouds your thinking, makes you soft, and keeps you stuck. Here's the thing. You're always going to have haters. Period. Doesn't matter what you do. You can walk on fucking water and your haters will say, yeah, but that motherfucker can't swim. Let them talk. Shut the fucking noise out and embrace the hate. It means you're doing something right. Sometimes life gets so fucked up that the only answer is to say fuck it and go all in. 20-something years ago, I hit that point. I was 297 pounds, standing in front of the accountability mirror, staring at a reflection I hated. Not just the fat on the outside, the weak, broken person I've become on the inside. That shit hurt. But instead of running from it, I owned it. I was willing to do whatever the fuck it took to change that reflection. You've got to face your own accountability mirror and ask yourself one question: what am I willing to do to change? Most people don't want that smoke. But if you want to transform your life, you have to want it more than you want to breathe. People always ask me, how did you go from 297 to 191 without ending up with a bunch of loose skin? I'll tell you how. I hit the gym like a motherfucker. Lightweight, high reps, no excuses. 100 reps, 200 reps, 300 reps. Machines, dumbbells, it didn't matter. I'd hit the gym 3 days a week, fast paced, no bullshit. Keep the heart rate up, burn calories, and push through the pain. Resting. My resting position was just holding the weight up. No more than 10 seconds. Breathe, reset, then back at it. It fucking sucked, but that's what gets results. My first 100-mile race, I didn't even train by running. I was doing 500 reps a session, pushing myself past every limit in my head. That's what prepared me for the pain of that race. And yeah, I shit myself during it, but guess what? I finished. Man, most people spend their entire lives running from failure. They're scared of it. But let me tell you something. Failure is the best teacher you'll ever have. People see me now and say, damn, you're that Navy SEAL. You crushed Ranger School. You were Air Force TACP. You set the pull-up record. You ran ultras. They see all the success. You know what I see? I see the failures. I see the kid who failed the ASVAB 3 fucking times just to get into the military. I see the dude who washed out of pararescue. I see the guy who took 3 tries to get through Navy SEAL training. I see the man who failed the pull-up record twice before he finally got it. Every single one of those failures is what made me who I am. There's a lot of so-called successful people out there walking around empty as fuck. They've got millions in the bank, big houses, fancy cars, boats, all the shit money can buy. And you know what? They're still miserable. So what do? They chase more. Another million, another car, another house. But no matter how much they get, they still feel like shit. I wasn't even successful back in the day, and I felt that same emptiness. I was insecure, full of doubt, hiding behind a fake-ass mask. I was trying to dress up a turd, and guess what? When you dress up a turd, it's still a fucking turd. Life's like a Thanksgiving turkey. You can season the outside all you want. But if you don't clean out the insides first, it's still full of nasty shit. Same thing with you. You've got to get inside your own soul, your own heart, and fix the mess. The other day I'm out running, doing my thing, and this young guy comes up. He passes me, then turns around, catches up to me, and starts rattling off his fucking resume, talking about everything he's done in life, all his little accomplishments. Then he hits me with, I just graduated college with a 3.8 GPA. I looked at him and said, what's next? He gives me this dumbass look like I'm supposed to clap for him or something. I ask again, what's next? Because here's the truth. If you've got this long ass list of things you want to accomplish, but you sit back and get comfortable, resting on what you've already done, you're fucking done. A lot of people love to live in their I love me walls, certificates, trophies, plaques, all that bullshit. You know what I did? I put all my awards in fucking storage. Why? Why? Because that shit's a reminder that I'm not finished. Greatness isn't about what you did. It's about what you're doing every fucking day. We live in a fake ass world. Everyone's out here pretending, playing a role. But I've got one question for you. Who the fuck are you? What do you stand for? What do you believe in? Most people don't know because they're too busy trying to fit in. Here's the thing. I know a lot of people hate what I say. They hate that I cuss. They hate my intensity. But you know what? I don't give a fuck. Because when you figure out who you are, you stop living for other people. You stop fitting in just to make them comfortable. If you've got something to say it. If you've got a life to live, live it. Social media is the biggest fucking stage for fakeness. People buying likes, buying followers, buying validation. It's pathetic. Don't live that way. Don't walk around being fake. Don't be scared to be who you are. Let me tell you something about the light at the end of the tunnel. People love saying that shit. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Bullshit. I waited for that light for years and never fucking saw it. When I joined the military, we'd do night ops. The chopper would land and we'd have to get off and lay completely still for 30 minutes. The first time I did it, I couldn't see shit. It was pitch black. But here's the thing. If you stay in that darkness long enough, your eyes adjust. You start to see shapes, objects, a way forward. Life's the same way. Sometimes there's no light at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes it's just you in the dark. But if you have the courage to stay there, to endure, to fight, you'll find your way out. A few years ago, I worked on an ambulance. We'd roll up to some horrific car accidents, total chaos. Our job was simple. Assess the scene and get people into the ambulance, into the hospital within the golden hour. That golden hour was life or death, no time to waste. Every morning when you wake up, you're in your own golden hour. But here's the real question. Are you even assessing the scene of your own fucked up life? Are you fat? Are you lazy? Are you sitting around doing jack shit with no purpose? You got to take a hard look at yourself and call it like it is. Assess yourself. Once you've done that, here's the next step. Fix your shit. Make a plan. If you don't, guess what? You're just laying there, dying slowly, rotting away, blaming everyone else for your sorry-ass life. Stop waiting for someone to save you. Save your damn self, assess. This ain't political. It's just real. People today are soft as fuck. Back in junior high, I skipped the summer conditioning program for basketball. Why? Because I was cocky. I thought I'd just show up and make the team. First day of tryouts, I'm out there dying, falling out. Next day, I go look at the cut list. And guess what? My name was on it. It hurt. Hell yeah, it hurt. But you know what I did? I owned it. I accepted that I didn't show up, that I didn't put in the work. But nowadays, we're trying to take away cuts altogether. No cuts. Are you fucking kidding me? That's doing kids a disservice. Life doesn't work like that. If you're not good enough, you work harder. You don't hand out trophies for just showing up. Teach them to fight, teach them to get better. Teach them to fail and come back stronger. Over the holidays, I got this question a lot. How do I finish what I start? I go 2 weeks and then I quit. Listen, man, let me tell you something people don't want to hear. I used to be you. I was the fat guy. I was the guy who didn't give a fuck, the guy who got D's and F's in school, the guy who blamed everybody else for his failures. I wasn't even mediocre. I was below average. So, here's the truth no one wants to tell you. The reason you quit is because you're lazy. You're okay with being average. You don't mind watching other people do great things while you sit on your ass. You don't care enough about yourself to put in the work, to stay in the fight, to push through the pain. That's why you stop. Here is another story. Years ago, I was scared shitless of flying. I hated it. But my mentality has always been this. If something scares the fuck out of you, you go straight at it. You learn it, you figure it out, and you fucking conquer it. So I went out and started taking flying lessons. One day I'm up there with the pilot and we hit some bad turbulence. I freaked the fuck out. The pilot looked over at me and said, There's one thing you can't ever do up here. Don't forget to fucking fly the plane. That hit me hard because in life, that's the truth. Shit gets rough. Turbulence hits. We fail, we fall on our ass, we go through divorces, we lose people we love, all kinds of fucked up shit. And what do most people do? They focus on the problem. They obsess over that one issue. And they forget the most important thing. They forget to fly the fucking plane. Today, a lot of people are off work celebrating a man who fought for equality, who fought for something bigger than himself. Look, the world isn't fair. It's never going to be completely fair, but it's fair enough. I see all kinds of people out here grinding. Black, white, men, women, gay, straight, getting after it, becoming successful as fuck. I hear so much finger pointing, so many people blaming others for their situation. But the truth is, most of you are just scared. Fear is what's holding you back. Fear is the biggest fucking liar out there, and it only lives in one place. Your mind. Martin Luther King had a dream. Don't let fear come in and fuck yours up. If you can dream and not let those dreams own your ass, you're already ahead of the game. Everybody's got dreams. I had them too when I was younger. But here's the thing. I figured out early that dreams don't come true out in the open, around people, or when you're distracted. The best place to make those dreams real is in isolation. When I walked into isolation, I was just David Goggins. But when I came out, I wasn't the same man. I walked out as Goggins. You become a savage in isolation. When you're training for a big MMA fight, a marathon, or just to change your damn life, you don't stay out there in the noise. You step the fuck into isolation. That's when your mindset shifts. That's when your focus sharpens. Your dedication hardens. Growing up, my dad was a master at tearing me down. He dehumanized me, plain and simple. He didn't give a fuck about what I thought or how I felt. So when I saw a military uniform as a kid, I latched onto it. I thought, if I can get that uniform on, I'll finally have honor. I'll finally have something that makes me feel worth a damn. But I didn't just want to be in the military. I wanted to be in special ops. And then reality hit me. To do that, I needed to know how to fucking swim. So I got this how to book on swimming. The first thing it said was step 1, float. Simple, right? Hell no, I got in that pool, tried to float and sank straight to the bottom like a damn rock. Turns out I was negative buoyant as fuck. Every time I failed, my father's words came creeping back into my head. You're not good enough. You'll never make it. All that bullshit he drilled into me my whole life. But as I kept getting back in that pool, as I refused to quit, something shifted. I started building self-respect. For the first time in my life, I realized the power wasn't in his hands anymore. It was in mine. Life is going to throw people at you who try to tear you down, dehumanize you, make you feel like you're not worth shit. But it's up to you to flip the script. You don't need a uniform to find honor. You don't need anyone's approval to find dignity. All that shit comes from within. Pride in yourself, respect for who you are. Life doesn't give a fuck about you, me, or anyone else. We're all being tested. Some of us lay the fuck down, roll over, and quit. Others, we find a way to adapt and overcome. That's the name of the game, finding a way around the shit that's trying to break you. It's not about failing. Failing isn't the problem. It's about keeping the fucking fire to keep moving forward on the same path you just stumbled on. That's what the fuck I'm doing, Jennifer. People wouldn't believe me if I didn't figure this shit out for myself. I get asked all the damn time how I stay in shape with all my travel. Here's the truth. I don't make excuses. I don't sit around whining about time or convenience. I got 10 minutes between sessions right now, so I went back to my hotel room, got on the floor, and knocked out some core exercises. That's how you get it done. People love to compromise their lives. They love to tell themselves, I don't have time, I'm too tired, I'll do it later. Bullshit. The body is a fucking miracle. It can take anything you throw at it. The problem is your mind. Your mind is soft as hell. It's always looking for the easy way out. But let me tell you something. I can feel the bad times creeping back in. I can tell by the emails I'm getting. All these people crying, I can't catch a break in life. That shit pisses me off. I can't catch a break. Really, nobody gives you breaks in life. You make them for yourself. Life doesn't hand out freebies. Every single one of us is being tested. My test isn't your test, but here's the thing. How you handle that test, how you fight through that shit, that's what defines the rest of your life. Here's the mentality you have to adopt in life. No matter what's in front of you, you grind. Period. I'll never be in the Olympics. I'll never be a professional athlete. I fail at most of the shit I try. But still I grind. I don't want to do half the shit I do, but still I grind. That's the mindset. And one day, if you see me in a dark alley at 1 a.m, running by myself, know this, I'm grinding. A lot of you out there are talking about how you're missing something in your life. You don't know what the fuck it is. I'll tell you why. You live in a soft ass environment 24/7. Get the fuck out of it. You know what? I'm on my 3rd workout of the day. This one's supposed to be a cool down, but this dude decides he wants to race me. He didn't know who the fuck he was racing. He didn't know it was me. I'm out there under an alias. See, some people need a carrot in front of them, some shiny ass goal to chase. Not me. It's me versus me, motherfucker. This guy, he wanted to test my resolve. He wanted to see where my limit was, where his road ends, and where mine begins. Let me tell you something, this ain't a fucking game. This is my life. When life gives you hell, you shove it right back in his face and give it double. And we live in this soft ass if it helps me. I'll help you, world. Tag 4 people, follow me, and I'll give you a gift type of bullshit. Well, fuck that. I don't need anything from you, but I'm going to give you something. It's that time of year again. Thanksgiving and Christmas. Time for parties, stuff in your face, taking time off, skipping workouts, skipping studying, and just coasting. That's all fine, but let me tell you something. We all still have a fucking responsibility to ourselves. You worked hard all year, right? Then don't fuck it up now by feeling sorry for yourself or making excuses. You have more days off. Good. Use that time to spend with your family, sure, but also use it to get after it. Get your ass in the gym, study harder, level the fuck up. Forget that New Year's resolution bullshit. Start today. A lot of you out there want to be better, want to do more, but you're out here dipping your toe in the water, seeing how cold it is. You're not attacking shit. You're half-assing it. Let me make something real clear. When life comes at you hard, you don't rise to the occasion. That's a fucking lie. You fall back on your training. And if your training sucks, so you are fucking sucks. One thing I found out in my life is this. I used to be that weak motherfucker who wanted everyone to like me. I wanted their approval so bad that I became them. If you like something, even if I hated it, I tell myself, well, I like it too, just to fit in. That's some weak ass shit. Let me tell you something. Be unapologetic about who the fuck you are. If you're a savage, if you're out there grinding every day, own that shit. Here's the truth. If you're getting after it, if you're doing the shit most people won't do, they're not going to understand you. They're going to look at you like you're the problem. They're going to talk behind your back, tell you you're crazy, say you've lost it. But that's when you know you're on the right path. Don't worry about their judgment. Fuck their approval. Be unapologetically you. Here is a quick story. So I'm in the Atlanta airport, and my goal is to knock out 1,000 push-ups a day for the next 30 days. I'm traveling nonstop. Fighting fires, doing speaking gigs, working on my book. Ain't no gym in sight. But guess what? No excuses. I'm over here knocking out push-ups in the corner while the whole damn airport is glued to their phones. No one even notices because they're too busy scrolling. That's the world we live in. Full of distractions, but not me. I get after it anywhere, anytime. Commercial breaks, airports, wherever you're at, find a way to get it done. No excuses. Right now, I'm a half mile out on this run, heading back. And here's what I've learned. If you want to get better, you've got to do the shit no one else wants to do. Do the stuff no one even thinks about doing. Do the shit people call stupid, the stuff that doesn't make sense to them. That's how you separate yourself. Man, the more comfortable shit you do, the stronger your mind gets. It's like training a muscle. Your brain gets used to the grind. This ain't fun. It's not supposed to be. But my mind is ready for this. And let me tell you about that. I used to be mentality. I was talking to a guy the other day, and he's over here bragging about how he used to run sub 3-hour marathons. That's cool, but guess what? No one gives a fuck about what you used to do. What have you done today? What are you doing right now to make yourself better? That used to be shit doesn't matter. Change your dialogue. Stop living in the past. What's your story going to be tomorrow? Let me say one more thing for all the critics out there. You know the ones? They're always talking shit because seeing you grind reminds them of how lazy they are. Quick story, I had some family in town the other day. I'm out for a workout, doing my thing. I come back, and here come the jokes. Oh, let me guess you were out running again. What'd you do, 100 miles this morning? They think they're funny, but let me tell you something. They have no idea how annoying it is for me to see their lazy asses in bed every morning while I'm out grinding. Look, man, this life isn't for people looking for a break or some fairy tale finish line. You think busting your ass today means you'll magically succeed tomorrow. Fuck that. The only finish line in life is death. You don't work for guarantees. You work to find out what you're made of. Most people don't have the balls to keep grinding when there's no promise of success. But that's the point. You have to stay in the pain longer than anyone else. You have to be willing to suffer in silence with no applause, no recognition, and no easy way out. When I was in training, we had this guy with a funky ass attitude. Every damn day he brought that shit with him. It was contagious, man. He just wouldn't fucking quit. No matter what, this dude kept showing up. But I knew there was one evolution that would break him. One that would make him think twice. It was called steel pier. They lay your ass down on a steel pier, hold you there while the wind's howling and it's cold as hell in San Diego. Then they throw you in the water, drag you back out, and repeat that shit over and over. We're in the water treading, and the instructor lets me go. Goggins, you want to quit? Hell yeah, I did. I'm like, yeah, let's get the fuck out of here, man. So we start walking to the bell. He's right next to me, and he rings it. Then he turns and looks at me, waiting for me to do the same. But I stopped. I told him, nah, man, we're staying a little longer. Have fun in your civilian life. We're all skating on thin fucking ice when it comes to telling people the truth. I get people coming up to me all the time talking about their loved ones gaining weight, being depressed, or some other shit. They spill their guts to me but won't say a damn word to the people who actually need to hear it. So what do? We tiptoe around, watching our family members and loved ones stay fat, stay depressed, and stay stuck in their bullshit. We sit there and let them spiral into diabetes or wallow in a defeated mindset because we're too scared to hurt their fucking feelings. Newsflash, that's not love. That's cowardice. Here's the thing. I'd rather someone hate my guts and get better than like me and stay the same. That's real love. That's what it means to have someone's back. So in life, you've got a decision to make. Stop with the side conversations and the weak-ass excuses. Look them in the eye and tell them they can be better. They have to be better. And there's a way to get there. Stay hard.